Hey, what's going on, guys? I just got done reading this book called The Rise of ISIS, a threat we can't ignore, by Jay Sekulow. Pronunciation sometimes isn't the best. All right, this book really touches on a lot. It touches on how ISIS began, how brutal they are. The book goes on to say that Al Qaeda has basically disowned ISIS. That Al Qaeda thinks that ISIS tactics are too brutal. And keep in mind, Al Qaeda is the organization, as everybody knows, that ordered the September 11th attacks. And they call ISIS's tactics, excuse me, moving the camera around, ISIS's tactics too brutal. They just do. And because at first, ISIS was called AQI. It was the Al Qaeda in Iraq. But even Al Qaeda thought their tactics were too brutal. So let's talk about ISIS. Okay, they're headed by a guy by the name Caliphate Ibrahim. His war name is al-Baghdadi. He came from a very a religious family in Samarra. He had a doctorate degree from a university in Iraq. So he's not a poverty-stricken terrorist that doesn't know any better. That's just not true. He's not a poverty-stricken terrorist that doesn't know any better. Okay. The name ISIS came in 2013. The name ISIS came in 2013 when it's called, as you guys know, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Okay, the book talks about the James Foley beheading, how bad it was. It was so bad that Twitter banned users, and it's very hard to get Twitter to ban anything. So if Twitter banned the beheading, no, it didn't ban users. If Twitter banned the beheading, okay, the footage of that, it was brutal because it's very, very hard to get Twitter to ban anything. So Twitter banned looking at that beheading, the beheading of American James Foley, and ISIS filmed a video doing that. And here is some of the things that a lot of ISIS or ISIS sympathizers in Iraq have done. Okay, they've shot a less than a year old baby. Okay, they've shot a less than 1 year old baby in front of the baby's mother, and they told the baby's mother not to cooperate with the American authorities. That was the warning to her. It's pretty sick. Using female suicide bombers to go into restaurants because they know, because male police officers in Iraq, because of religious reasons, cannot frisk females. So they would use female suicide bombers to go into restaurants and hotels and blow up the restaurants and hotels. That's the kind of brutality that ISIS does. Behead 150 Christians at a time, and it's not just Christians. I mean, they will behead anybody who doesn't adhere to their form of Islam, which ISIS does not adhere to true form of Islam, as the book notes, because the book notes that in Islam, a Muslim is not supposed to kill another Muslim, and they've been killing other Muslims at as high of a rate as they're killing other Christians, if not higher. And their holy book, the Quran, Islam's holy book, the Quran, they state that a Muslim is not supposed to kill another Muslim. That's one of the most disgraceful acts that somebody could do. So ISIS is not following true Islam, plain and simple. So the book goes on to say that. The book goes on to say how brutal ISIS is, and I discussed some of the tactics, some of the brutality tactics that the book goes into discuss. Anyway, the next video is going to be explaining what my solution to deal with the ISIS problem is. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless. Bye bye. Bye bye.